guys know, our topic today is stress, and it's reported by the American Psychology Association that the top stressors in our lives, 64% is work, or 64% is money, 63% is work, and 57% is this economy. So I think we all can kind of feel the stress of some of those categories and probably even more. So LaShawn, I'll let you do the honors of introducing Julie. And I'm excited to listen to this as well.
Well, Julie, as everyone knows, is just a wealth of information. Every time she comes on, I pitch her questions and she never falters. She's always got the answer, but the way Julie explains things, she is an amazing teacher. She makes it simple and easy and we can apply it easily as well. So she breaks it down for us, even though she could talk it way up here in the atmosphere with the best of the best. She brings it to just a layman's level and makes it so easy and puts it in ways that we can use it, just understand it and run with it. So Julie has credentials a mile long, if not more. And I've known her for so long, and I'm always excited to hear her teach. You're just an incredible teacher, Julie. So we love it when we have Ask Julie week. So I'm going to let you start just walking us through the stress and anxiety and how to overcome it and how to deal with it, and yeah, how to patch for it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you. Appreciate that. So stress, we all have it. It's around us. And as Heather said, with all of the statistics, our first question is, well, then how do we get away from it? And the answer is we don't, because we have bills to pay and we have responsibilities and we have to work one way or another to pay the bills, whether it's a job that is consuming us or it's a job that we're consuming. And it's all really what it comes down to is perception versus reality. So let me just kind of back it up to the basics with the nervous system. So we've got the central nervous system, which is our brain and spinal cord. And the brain is like our boss. It's the boss of the body. So it controls everything, basically the neck down. I mean, it'll take care of the eyes and our senses, but it's constantly taking in what we perceive. So, and everyone is a little different. You know, we may see an accident on the road and go, oh, that's horrible, oh, that's terrible, but there's people there to help them, so I'm going to move on. And others panic and go, oh no, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? Do I need to stop? Do I need to go somewhere? So it's how we perceive everything, and everything meaning physical and emotional. We all perceive it differently. Traumas, past traumas, present traumas, as well as what came into us before we were even on this earth, because traumas and experiences, it's been studied that travels through generations, at least 5 generations. Right? So it's housed in our tissues. When we come into the world, then we do a lot of observing of how do people around us handle different situations. We look to our parents for their facial expressions, or we listen to what they say and we feel what's going on in the environment around us. And that builds how our brains start to take in, perceive, and manage what is considered stress. And there is good stress and bad stress. Our body needs a little bit of stress. What the brain perceives, it believes. So the brain always says yes to everything. I'm ugly, yes you are. I'm having a bad day, yes you are. I can't pay my bills. Yeah, no, you can't either. I'm tired. Yeah, you are. It doesn't argue with you. It just says yes. And when it takes in that yes, whether it's positive or negative, it sends that message down the spinal cord to the rest of the nerves, where we find our sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic is fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. We have to respond. Parasympathetic is rest and digest. We're going to calm down. But we must respond. The nervous system must respond to what the brain is trying to send the message and what it's trying to say. So it's either going to go sympathetic and become stressful, good or bad. I mean, if we're in a fire, we want that stress to be useful to get us out. Parasympathetic, we rest and digest, and that's good and bad. There are many people, most of us, that barely get into that parasympathetic. We just don't rest, we don't digest, we don't even know what that feels like. We may go on vacation, we're on vacation, and you sit there going, okay, I'm anxious. I can't sit here on the beach for this long. I got to get up and move. I need to wander around. I need to do something. And what do? You go home and you're exhausted from your vacation that you were supposed to be resting. But you don't know what it feels like to rest. Other people, they go complete opposite to where they are in such a parasympathetic that their body doesn't know how to get out of it. And that's the negative side. It's because the sympathetic, that fear, that anxiousness, that all the stressors coming at them are overwhelming. So they go into more of like a depression, and they get too deep into that parasympathetic and need to be brought up out of it just a little bit. So we have these stressors all around us, and it's not just ours, it's our family members, our friends, our colleagues. You go to work and you think I'm having a great day, and then you walk into the office and everyone is stressed out for one reason or another. And what happens? You start feeling that energetically, because we are energetic beings. So the energy, and that comes from the cellular level. So energy is passed back and forth, and we then start to seek out who here in this office is positive today, because I need to like be a little closer to them, because all this negativity is just, it's exhausting. It's wearing me out. I can't think straight. I can't do my work. So we start seeking out somebody that's got that little bit of positivity to then feed off of, take their energy. Well, if you happen to be that energetic person, you walk in all bubbly, how's everybody doing? And all the negativity comes to you and drains you. You find yourself now feeling stressed in ways that you're like, wait a minute, what happened? I was having a really good morning. Got my coffee, got myself started. I was doing really well. And now I'm finding myself angry, tired. I'm ready to get out of here. What happened? It's because you were the giver of that energy and it wasn't coming back at you. So we all play a part, and every day, every minute is a little different. Some days you're the one seeking the energy, and other days people are seeking it from you. But that has to do with your nervous system that is sending messages to every cell in your body to respond in one way or another. If it's positive, those cells are going to communicate with each other, and the tissues and the organs are going to be so happy, and they're going to be able to do what they need to do. If it's negative, then it's going to tell those cells, this is not a good thing. We are not happy. And the tissues then suffer, and then the organs start to suffer. And the next thing you know, we have pain. We have a breakdown of our organ functions. We have autoimmune diseases. It just goes on and on and on. This is why the last couple of years, it's been really rough on everybody. And we've seen an increase in autoimmune diseases. We've seen an increase in people with headaches, with depression, with stomach aches, with just aches and pains, which from the patch perspective it's a good thing, because we can patch people and help them with it, but we're still not getting down to the root cause. And the root cause is the nervous system. The nervous system is taking in things that it's overwhelming, and it's more negative than positive. So when we talk about, reading a good book, and the books that Heather has presented throughout the months, have been excellent books. seeking out a good movie to watch, being with friends, writing down a daily affirmation, finding one good positive thing that might have happened to you during the day. All of those are little baby steps of trying to tell the nervous system. Again, the brain hears it, sees it, smells it, feels it, sends a message down to the body that says, we're good. Right now, this moment, we are okay. So everybody calm down. Cells start communicating nicely with each other. Let's try to rebuild the damage that might have happened throughout the day. We even see things like foods that we're eating. You put a food that your body is highly sensitive to or considered an allergy. The body takes that in and goes, okay, that was good nutrition, but I don't like it. The cells aren't happy with it. Send a message to the brain. The brain, listen, we're having a problem down here. We're not doing so good. The brain says, yes, you're right. You're not doing good. That was bad stuff coming in. So let's do something about it. Let's upset everything. And the next thing you know it, sympathetic is activated. We now have stress. We may not perceive it as stress, but our body does. And it tries to relay the message, we are not happy. So it talks to us. Our body says, we're not happy, so I'm going to tell you in pain. We're not happy, I'm going to tell you in an upset stomach. We're not happy, I'm going to tell you in a headache. I'm going to make you have a little bit of a breathing problem. I'm going to send your adrenal glands over the edge so that you just aren't comfortable all day long. You're not going to be able to sleep. You're just going to have that feeling of, I just don't know what it is, but I just feel off today. Whatever way it can to send a message to your brain that it's sensing something. And it's our brain that says yes, but it also then has to try to figure out, well, what is it? What's the problem? How do I find balance? How do I find a happiness? What do I need to do to seek it? And as children, we were excellent with that. Because as children, we allowed our body to do what it needed to do. We cried. We seeked out someone to give us a hug, to hold us, to hold our hand. We sought out a blanket to hold on to, a stuffed animal, but we seeked out something to give us external comfort to be able to then help calm the body down, to send a message to the brain. We knew what to do. As we grew, we were told, you can't bring that teddy bear to school today. And no, you cannot bring your blanket to school today. And oh, darn, we forgot it at home and you're upset. But see, I'm tired too. So you're just going to have to go over there because see, I got my own things to do right now. And no, I cannot give you a hug right now, but I'll give it to you later. How about if you just go play? I mean, all of these things that we were told as children that stopped that natural seeking to calm the sympathetic system, to tell the brain we're okay and put us into a balance. And we become adults that we have learned. Don't go look for a hug today because everybody else is stressed out, so you're not getting it. And don't go hold anybody's hand because it may not be appropriate. You grab the wrong hand. And definitely don't take a blanket to work with you. Do not sit at your desk cuddled in a soft blanket or holding a teddy bear because that's not appropriate either. So we try to seek out, well, what is appropriate? Well, our bodies start to seek out something. We seek out medications, we seek out maybe alcohol, we seek out, a friend, the good side, we go find a friend to talk to. We may journal, which is actually very good as well. So there's negative and positives of what we seek out to tell the brain we're okay, seeking that balance. You throw pain in there. Now the body is yelling at you. We have pain, we're not feeling good. Now you're going to have an upset stomach and you're going to have a headache and you're going to have everything else going on. Now we start seeking, how am I going to help that? And it's a vicious cycle. Then the next thing you know it, we're not sleeping. Lack of sleep causes the brain not to function very well, which then sends a message to the body that says, hey, we're not doing so good up here, so you're not going to do so good either. And your day just goes downhill from there. So as we go through the nervous system trying to find a balance, we seek out how do we balance. And so through that, there are many ways and we each have to find our own way. What works for you? Some people it's talking to somebody, others it's journaling, others it's just withdrawing, turning down the lights, put on some soft music, others it's go for a walk, take a walk or take a run or go play basketball or get out there in the sun, do something to help get rid of this. So then this is where the patches come in, because the patches can help tremendously with this. We've got the X39 that helps with everything, because when you address the nervous system, you eventually address all the organs and the tissues. And that the X39 is going to help with the stem cells, which helps with the cells heading towards the nervous system while the nervous system is trying to head towards, so it's back and forth to try to address what's going on. We have the Eon, which is excellent because this does a little bit of everything. And one is, again, balancing the nervous system. But we also have to remember that the patch does only so much, but the brain is so much stronger than the patch. So we've got to pay attention to what is the brain getting? What are we feeding the brain? Are we patching and then complementing the brain with some positive things? Again, reading a good book, going and talking to a friend, taking a walk, going and exercising at the gym, finding a child to hug, a puppy, a kitten to hold on to. Find something soft that your hands can hold on to, like a blanket or a throw or some soft clothing that you can just rub, because you touch the fingertips, which are highly sensitive. That's going to send a quick message to your brain that we're okay. So just holding something in your hands that's going to help with that balancing is going to play a big part. So when we're talking to people or for ourselves using the patches, again, we don't want to put, I mean, it's not just the patch, it's a combination. And David's talked about this many times. We've got to do a combination of everything. When you're talking to someone about the patch and they're having a pain or they're having anxiety or they're having a health problem, we always want to kind of keep that in the back of the mind, is what triggered it? Well, something triggered the brain. That triggered the body, the nervous system. Now, it's not for us to go and dig around as to what was it, what happened to you. That's where counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists are amazing complement here, because someone can go and talk to them, and that person can then, the therapist can then kind of help them with, let's lay it all out. Let's see what's going on in a safe way. But you want to keep that in mind with yourself and with others, that there's a root cause somewhere, whether it's a food sensitivity, whether it's an angry thought, whether it's an argument they just had, whether it's a worry, a fear, whatever it may be, there's a trigger that went into the brain that starts the nervous system that's going to then spread through the body and show somewhere. It's going to appear somewhere. Tight shoulders, tight hands, pain in the arms because you've been squeezing, pain in the jaw because you've been clenching, but the reaction is in the body, the thought is in the mind. And again, when we're looking at the patches, that's going to help, but it's not the root cause. So you may have to remind yourself or those that you're patching, your loved ones, and say, let me help you. The patch is going to help. Or for yourself, yep, I've got the patch. Let me figure out which one works for me. I'm going to use that patch, but I still have to get down to what was the trigger? What caused it? Did I see something, hear something, think something? Am I allowing my perception of what's going on to be my reality? And is it really, truly the reality? Is life leading me, telling me how I should be thinking and feeling? Or do I have some control of what is before me in life that I can change and I can't change, so that I put the right message in my brain, the boss of your nervous system, and sends it down through your nervous system, so that your body, every tissue, every organ starts to respond in a healthier manner, instead of that anxious, anger, frustration, depression, stressful response. And then we have to remember other little things that might also get in our body that can play games with the nervous system and the brain and the spinal cord and your sympathetic, parasympathetic, again, like sensitivities, food sensitivities, chemicals like in your clothing. Maybe your laundry detergent is the trigger. It's something that your body doesn't like. Your skin's absorbing it and your body is reacting. And who knew it was your laundry detergent or your toothpaste or your shampoo? We also have issues with, the theory of parasites, and whether you believe the parasites get in the body or not. There are more and more research that's showing, yeah, there's parasites in food, and there are countries that do parasite cleanses for a reason, and we're no different. So it could be parasites. Something like the full moons, new moons, we know that it changes water, and we're mostly water, which is going to also upset the nervous system. We see it with children. Again, they're very, very sensitive. The moon changes, the environmental changes, the energetic changes, the frequencies around us, whether they're light or sound, changes. Just the LED lights alone can send people into a stressful situation that they're not even aware of. You go in and work in your office, you go, I don't understand why I get headaches every time I come to the job. I was good outside, but I come inside. Well, it could be the LED lights that are in there. It might be the fluorescent lights that are in your office. Little things like that we need to be aware of our surroundings and what, again, is going into the brain. What is the brain perceiving? And then what message is it sending down to the rest of the body that is upsetting it? And then allowing the body to speak to you. Listen to the body, because it does talk. And there's several books out there that are excellent books on the body speaks, and listening to, okay, the whisper over here, a little pain over here. What is that? What's going on? Did I injure it? If not, then what is my body trying to tell me? The thyroid is amazing. Glands are amazing at speaking to us, but we tend to look at the gland itself. Whereas something like your thyroid gland, when it's upset, could simply be, are you voicing yourself? Are you feeling heard? And you could stop and think, no, I don't talk to a whole lot of people, or no, I just don't get too angry when I probably should get angry. Maybe I just need to go outside and swear a few words just to kind of get it out of me, because I'll feel so much better. Maybe I need to just go and pray and talk to God about it and maybe get it out. Are you speaking? Because it could cause a thyroid problem. Once again, the patches are amazing for these things. Whether it is the 39, the Eon, or even we're going to talk a minute about the glutathione, which is for detoxing. Well, people immediately go, well, I've got to detox, get this all out of me. Detoxing is good, but not for everybody at a fast pace. Because if your brain has been overwhelmed with stress and it's sending messages, and then maybe you've got upsets with added sensitivities or allergies, or you've had to take some medication that is upsetting the body, all of that is dealing with your nervous system. And then you try to detox it, and the body's doing great with detoxing, but the brain is going, hold on a minute, what's happening? This is not good. I don't like that upset stomach. I don't like the diarrhea. I don't like the headache. I don't like that skin rash that's coming out. Something's going wrong here. And for some people, they can get through it. You just tell them, a couple of days, just ride it out, hydrate yourself, electrolytes, you're going to be good. But there are people who the brain has been so stressed, so imbalanced. Life has been so overwhelming. Detoxing too fast, it can be harmful. It's got to slow down. It's kind of like, have you ever ridden in a car or the white knuckle thing, or you hang on to a ride at like a roller coaster and you squeeze so hard for so long, and when you go to let go, your hands don't open up very well. They're still wanting to hang on. That's what the brain does. So when the detox is coming, if that brain has been holding on for so long, and you're telling it, we're going to let everything go right now. Just let go. It's going to be okay. Just get it out of your system. The brain's going to go, I can't. I've been holding on for too long, and I've been telling the body to hold on for too long, that this upset is going to upset me. And right now we have to be so careful, because with mental health issues on the rise, and if we're dealing with children that have like autism, or like my son with his special needs, what I have seen with some of the kids that I've been trying this on, it hasn't been pleasant for them to go through detoxing. It actually is putting them into more of a psychosis situation, which is a little scary, because now we're going from one to another. And that, when someone has a psychotic issue, even if it's just a little bit, it's a panic. And now we send the whole nervous system back into overload. And because the body's trying to find that balance, the brain is trying to, we don't like this. We've got to balance. So when we're talking about something like glutathione, which is amazing, just kind of keep in mind, there is a percentage of the population that we might have to just kind of go, okay, I know your history. You've been traumatized, or you have autism, or you've been through hell and back again, and it's still not over. So maybe we need to detox a little bit slower for you. Let's take it a little slower, and let's feed some positive stuff. So more positive as they're detoxing, so that the benefit is what we're looking for, that is positive, not a just live through it, just breathe through it, you're going to be fine, it's going to be over with, because you don't know it's going to be over for them. You don't know how long it's going to take. And so we want to be really cautious with that one, because again, we're dealing with the nervous system, and the nervous system works hand in hand with the hormonal system. The difference is the nervous system gets triggered, and it can then be calmed down within 15 minutes if it's calmed correctly. That's why we can take a child who is screaming and crying, and if we gently hold them and talk to them quietly and soothingly, they calm down very quickly. For us, when we're having a moment that we're stressed, if we just go for a 15-minute walk, we calm down. We go from sympathetic to parasympathetic 15 minutes. Unfortunately, we triggered our hormonal system, our hormones like cortisol. That takes up to 2 hours to stop flowing. 2 hours. Well, what can happen in 2 hours? You can calm your nervous system in 15 minutes. You still have some time before the hormones stop. Well, a lot can happen. A phone call, a text, someone needs you, your job needs you to do something, you stub your toe, whatever it is, something happens that triggers it again, that triggers that nervous system again. Taking the hormones another 2 hours, which is, by the end of the day, we're exhausted. So as long as we can try to feed the nervous system a positive, every couple of hours, just stop and take a deep breath and say something nice to yourself. Look in the mirror. If you don't want to tell yourself in the mirror, then just speak it. If you can't speak it, write it down and read it out loud to yourself. I'm a good person. I'm okay. Yeah, that was a bad situation, but I'm breathing and I'm okay. I'm out of it. I'm good. Things are going to change. Something positive, so that the brain says, yes, that was a bad situation. Yeah, but I'm over it now. Everything is great. Yeah, I survived. Yes. I had a really good cry, but now I feel better. Yeah. You're on your way home. You don't have to work anymore today. You're done. Yeah. Whatever the yes is, we want it to be a positive yes. The negative, acknowledge it. Boy, work was really hard today. Yep. But I'm on my way home and I get to see my family and we're going to go have dinner. Yep. That's a good one. So you can change it. You can't deny it. Don't deny it. Acknowledge it and then change it. Because then when the brain says yes, and it's saying, all right, everybody, from the nerves, all the nerves here in the body, sympathetic, parasympathetic. Here's the situation. Calm down. Don't go too calm. We still need to have some alertness to ourselves because that's defense. That's our defense mechanism. But we have to be able to bring our body into a situation so that when the nerves calm down, we can rest and we can digest. Meaning when you eat food, the food goes through your stomach, it digests properly, it goes into your intestines, we absorb the nutrients properly, and the rest moves out. Stress doesn't do that. It sits in our stomach like a rock. And we don't get the nourishment we need. You can say, but I'm eating healthy. I'm eating really, yeah, you're eating healthy, but see, your body's in a stress situation. So it's like sitting there like a rock fermenting, and it's going to come out and you're not getting anything. So we want to calm down. While we're eating, we want to tell the brain, okay, because the brain is the boss of the nervous system that's going to go through the body and tell every tissue, every organ, every little cell, we're okay. Do your job. You're going to be okay. Let's communicate so that we can digest food. Let's communicate so that the heart beats right. Let's communicate so we're breathing well. Let's communicate because that muscle over there is hurting and it needs to stop. It wants to calm down. So let's communicate so that the body starts to heal and become what it needs to be to survive every day. Okay. So again, we can't get away from stress. That's why we have a nervous system to pick up. What's bad? What do we need to move away from? What's good? What do we need to come closer to? What do we have to deal with temporarily? What do we need to deal with long term? How do we manage all of that so that our body stays healthy, our brain stays healthy? And if we have an upset, okay, acknowledge it and then start to find that balance. But the balance starts right here in the brain is, what do we think about it? I have this pain in my arm and I'm just gonna have to live with it because that's old age, it's just gonna come with age, so I'll just live with it. Well, the brain goes, yep, you're right. You're old and you're gonna have to live with it. No, we don't. No, we don't. And age it is a number. That's all it is. It's a number. The body doesn't have to go along with that number. It doesn't have to join that party at all. So you can say, you know what, I'm 90 years old, but my body feels like it's 20 because we're doing great. I just keep telling it, don't worry about what's happening here. Just keep on functioning. You're doing great. I'm going to nourish you. I'm going to feed you with positive thoughts, positive food, positive energy, positive frequencies, light and sound frequencies around us. I'm going to keep you healthy. And the brain says, oh, I like this. Yes, this is good. So again, that's the balance that we have, but it's a difficult one. And the difficulty is years of experience, how we were raised, what we're seeing around us, situations we feel we have control of and situations we don't have control of. Everything that's happening in the world that we really don't have control of, but we're hearing it, we're seeing it, we're getting it from other people around us, we're feeling the energy. It's a choice. So we can tell our brain, we'll accept that for now, but we're going to work on it so we can get rid of it. Or no, I don't accept that at all. That's not mine. That's not mine to hold on to deal with. So I need to balance myself. Okay, so with that, again, the patches are amazing. Now, one patch doesn't always fit everybody. We know that. Some people go, well, I love the Eon. No, people don't know. I really kind of like that carnosine one. That one's a good one. Or I like the SV6. That one really works for me there. So everyone's got to find their patch that works for them and the location where they're patching themselves. But what is the same for everybody is we are human beings with a nervous system that is not balanced. It's trying to find that balance. So what patch works for that particular situation, for that particular person, knowing there's a root cause. So again, looking at, well, what did that? What caused that? Was it something external? Was it something I ate? Was it the medication that I'm taking? Maybe that's upsetting my system. Maybe it's those parasites that I picked up. eating whatever pork or going to Mexico or wherever you picked them up, they're coming in. Whatever it is, there's a root cause that's telling the brain we're not happy. So taking care of your environment, the food that you're eating, making sure you're hydrated, electrolytes, and then the things that you have control of, and know that there are things you don't have control of, but you do have a brain who's waiting to be told in one way or another, a thought, a sight, something you're listening to, something you're smelling, something you're tasting, and going into that brain, is it positive or negative, so that the body is listening and will respond properly to try to keep us at our optimum health. How's that? Any questions? Yeah, is that helpful for you guys?
So huge. I have so many pages of notes, Julie. Thank you. I like how you bring it back to we've got to, yes, we love our patches and we're so thankful for them. But like you said, we've got to address the whole body.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use that from now on. Thank you. Say it again. Your brain is the boss.
The brain is the boss. The body
Your
just
brain is
follows.
the boss.
And
And you're
the
right.
body must respond. That's the way the nervous system works. The nerves can't go, let me think on that. I know you're sending me a message to do something, but let me just think on that. No, that's the heart. The heart thinks on that. The heart goes, oh, let me just question that a little bit. Are you sure you want to feel that? Are you sure you want to do that? But the nervous system, the boss says, contract your hand. The nerve says, yes, sir, we'll do it. Okay, contract. The brain says, we're having stress. And the body says, we got it. Let's get under our sympathetic system. Let's get that activated and let's tell all the organs to do what they need to do. There has to be a response, positive or negative. The key is you want the brain to send a positive message. And to do that, the brain has to receive a positive message because it's only saying yes.
Mm-hmm.
Only saying yes. So when we're doing affirmations, even when we're praying, you want to do it in a way that it's a yes. Not the, oh, it's been a horrible day. The brain's going, yep, you're right. It's a horrible day. You say, thank you for this day, even though it might have been horrible. Thank you for the day. And the brain says, yep, you're right. We're thankful for the day. It was not so good, but we're thankful for it. So the affirmations, things again that you put into your mind, whether it's a thought, a prayer, an affirmation, listening to somebody, it's got to be so the brain says yes. Then the body will react properly.
I think about David since he's on here today. He walks and he out loud says his affirmations. And I think that is so smart because we know things out loud are powerful, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the affirmations are huge. And
yep.
it's something we need to remember to do daily.
That's right. And even if it's a thought, if you're not saying it out loud, if you're in a place you can't speak out,
right.
God hears your thoughts. True. And your brain is listening. So even if you just think it, this is why dreams are so powerful because we didn't speak it. It's in our brain. This is why, we look at children like autistic children that are nonverbal. That doesn't mean they don't have words in their head. They're brilliant in their head. Those words just aren't coming out. But what they're thinking and seeing and perceiving in their head, it comes out in their body. And this is why we see, again, children or those that have autism, they may be moving their hands, flapping their hands, pacing back and forth, twirling, doing these things because their body is communicating. It's going on. They just don't have the words, right? Mm-hmm. So when we can, you speak out the words. Say it out loud because then it goes through the universe. But if you're in a position where you can't, it's okay. Say it in your head because God is hearing it and our body is going to respond to it.
Good.
Yeah.
Julie, just for anybody who may not know, I know we've all heard fight, flight, and fawn, but can you just kind of go through what those are, what those look like for everybody?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when our sympathetic system is triggered, it's for defense. And in the days when we didn't have bills to pay, I mean, all we had to do was worry about who was going to go out and kill the animal and drag it into the cave, and so we can eat it. That was one thing. But then, and a lot of the thought, it started with the saber-toothed tiger. If there was a saber-toothed tiger coming at you, um, you had to either choose to fight that tiger or flight, run from the tiger. And those were the first two that were identified. Well, we don't have saber-toothed tigers all the time, but we have bills, we have bosses, we have taxes, we have things in the world going on around us we have no control over. Those are our tigers coming at us, and our body has to either face it and fight it, physically or emotionally. Flight, run from it, meaning we do what we can to get away from it, whether it is withdraw, go into a quiet space, go and take a walk, get away from it. Again, it's not something always physical. It could be a thought. And then we brought in the fawn, where we're noticing that some people just, it's like the deer in the headlights. You just kind of freeze. You don't know what to do. Do I chase it? Do I scream? Do I holler? Do I cry? Do I pull away? Do I take a walk? I don't know what to do, but I'm so exhausted that I'm stuck. I'm just, I'll just curl up in a ball and do nothing. I'm not going to do anything. And that position we get stuck in. It's a safe position to just pull the covers over our head, withdraw, and not face anything, not have to fight it or flight from it. But it's not good for the body either, because that just keeps playing over and over again. I'll just stay here in my house. I'm not going to go out and do anything because there's bad people out there. And then, but then there's things, I mean, I have to get gas, but it's so expensive. And I don't know, I can't fight that either, but I can't run from it, can't find it. You know what? I'll just stay here. And that one day turns into another day, which turns into another day. The next thing you know it, people say, why don't you join us? Come on out. No, I'm good. I'm just going to stay right here. I'm okay. Stay right here. And it's a freeze. You freeze and you fawn. You just like deer in the headlights, and you freeze. You can't do anything about it. So you withdraw so you don't have to face it. But the thought keeps playing over and over again. The what ifs. The what ifs. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. The guilt comes in. Maybe I should have done that. I didn't do that. Okay, so all those emotions start to play, which then are stressful and causes more stress. So we don't get stuck in just one. We can go from one to another. We, 1 minute I'm going to fight it. I'm going to just go out there and tell them how I feel. Well, no, maybe I shouldn't. I'll just go over this way here. No, you know what? I'm just going to withdraw. We bounce around. And again, the brain is just saying yes to everything. Yeah, go fight it. No, why don't you run from it? No, you're better off just staying put. Just don't do anything. And again, the body then gets so confused because, like, what do you want me to do? You just told me to fight. So I got the blood flowing and I was ready to move and I was ready. And you now told me to stop. Okay, I'll stop. I'll just sit here. And well, no, maybe I should run this way. It messes up your heart, your blood pressure, circulation, the hormones. And again, it takes them hormones 2 hours. So we're just stuck always behind. And the brain has gone on to do other things. Now we're really messed up. So we have pain. We have aches. We have upset stomachs. We have headaches. We have, autoimmune diseases. And then one thing after another after another.
No, that was a good explanation. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I saw a stat. I don't know if this is a current statistic or not, but it said that CDC estimates that around 90% of all doctors' visits are for stress-related illnesses,
Absolutely.
headaches, digestive problems, high blood pressure, and
Mhm.
heart disease. So
Absolutely. And
everything that you
doctors,
said, it's truly important that we get stress under control.
absolutely. And doctors are trained to address it with medications and
Yeah.
find a diagnosis, because insurance pays for diagnosis, not for stress. So they've got a headache. So we're going to write down it's a headache. Headache of, well, we don't know. It could be blood vessels, could be blood pressure. I mean, they're going to find some of the diagnosis to stick on there, because it's not only how they're trained, but it's what insurance dictates. There's got to be a diagnosis if this visit's going to get paid.
Yeah.
Not, you're having stress. How about if you take a walk every day? Just walk around your house. If you don't feel like getting outside, or it's raining or it's snowing or whatever, then walk around your house. How about get yourself a stationary bike and ride that every day? How about if you sing and dance? I mean, one wonderful way of calming the nerves is humming and singing. Now that's free. So you can walk around the house and hum. You can sing. I know for my son, the anxiety is huge with a lot of these kids that have different syndromes. But for him, ever since he was a little kid, he didn't speak till he was almost 6, but he would hum. And to this day, he hums. I mean, he wakes up humming. I'm like, who wakes up humming? I mean, he is like getting up out of bed humming. Not sure what he's humming, but he's humming. Well, that's his way of self-soothing his nerves to get ready for the day, because so many of not only children, but us as adults, if you really think about it, we wake up already stressed. We may have had a bad night, we had a dream, or we kind of wake up in the middle of the night going, oh my gosh, what's tomorrow going to bring? That's right, tomorrow I've got a business meeting I've got to get to, and I've got a flight to catch, and your brain starts thinking, well, you wake up stressed. And then you go and get your coffee, you try to get your day started, you already are behind because you're stressed. So for him, I just love it, because he wakes up already knowing how to self-soothe. So he just wakes up humming, and he'll hum until he starts to get moving around. And then, hi, how are you? Good morning. How was your day? Whatever. He hums when he's got anxiety, or when there's something that's gone into his head that he knows is not happy with the body. And it's just a natural hum. And, I don't stop it. I let him hum if he wants to hum. And then singing is another. If you want to sing, then get up and sing. Sing hallelujah, I am up. Sing even if you can't sing. It doesn't matter. It's just you. Sing. Sing to your dog, your cat, do something. But that helps to soothe, because where your vocal cords are, right there where the vagus nerves go up through the neck and up behind the ears. And the vagus nerve is what needs to be calmed for your parasympathetic to kick in. So hum or sing. If not, you can rub your ears. Just take your fingers like this, one on either side, and just do circles around on both sides. There are certain points, but some people worry about, did I get the right point? Do I have my fingers on? Doesn't matter. Just put your fingers around each side of the ear and just do little circles around it, and that'll calm you down. And then get your day started. And during the day, when you're going, oh my gosh, my boss is driving me crazy, or that person in that car that just cut me off on my way to, and just hum, sing, turn your radio on, whatever you need to do, circles around. Your brain will then get the sense from the vagus nerve, we're good, we're all right. And the brain goes, yes, you are. That was a good song you hummed. That's good. Yep, that's good. And again, positive yes then calms the body.
That's good.
Shalom, shalom, Jerry. There you go. Yeah,
So
that's
good.
great.
Does anybody have any questions for Julie? Remember to unmute.
I don't have any questions, but I just want to say, Julie, that was so fantastic. You just covered so much and put it together, like LaShawn says, in such a simple way for us to be able to understand it, take it in. And you know what? It was very calming. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I will agree. I concur. I'm getting ready to go into work and getting that vibe from my co-workers, and I'm just gonna have a stress-free day today. So I appreciate that. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
You too. Have a good one.
Gary.
Yeah, sometimes, you just have to take a deep breath in before you face whatever, a meeting, your job, just getting in the car these days, out on the road. A nice deep breath in and out and go, it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be all right. I'm good. And then go forth and do what you need to do. But remember, every couple of hours, and it used to be, do it every hour, but hours come around pretty quickly. Oh my God, it's an hour already. Wow. So every couple of hours, stop and go, you know what? Let me just say something nice to myself, and or think something nice to myself. Let me take a deep breath in, then I can make it to the next couple of hours. It's not a sprint to the end of the day as much as we would like for it to be. It's an hour by hour, minute by minute. You just have to just kind of stop and go, okay, I just need a good cry. I need to just yell. I need to just say something to somebody. I just need to breathe. I need to hum. I need to sing. I need to do a little something so my brain gets the message. We're good.